Welcome back to Talk Fame to Me with B.Lynette. Today's topic is Broadway versus Bling. Jay-Z and Roc Nation just had their big $5.4 billion Times Square casino plan with Caesars and SL Green shut completely down. But here's the real question. Was this just a bad idea or did people shut it down without fully understanding what Jay-Z and Desiree Perez were trying to build? Let's get into it. Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, clapped back after the rejection. She said, "Thank you to Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams for standing up for NYC. Unfortunately, not every politician has the courage and foresight to do what's right for their constituents." Perez also explained that Roc Nation spent 4 years talking with New Yorkers about what they wanted and what they feared. Her argument was that the casino wouldn't compete with Broadway, it would help it. She said tourists would buy theater tickets, eat at restaurants before shows, stay in hotels, and that would actually bring more money to the area. Okay. She pointed out that they didn't add extra shopping or restaurants inside the casino because they didn't want to take away from the businesses that was already there. And her big point, Times Square is already loud and flashy. A casino wouldn't be out of place. Now, let's be real. There are reasons people said no. Traffic and noise. Times Square is already jam packed. Opponents said a casino would only make it worse. Broadway's survival. Theater owners are still trying to recover from COVID. They worried tourists would gamble instead of buying show tickets. Who really benefits? People get suspicious when billion-dollar projects promise community benefits. They want legally binding guarantees, not just pretty press releases. Lack of trust. Some New Yorkers may not have fully read the plan. They just reacted to the word casino and said no. So here's the shady question. Did people really study the plan or did they just panic over the surface level problems? To be fair, Roc Nation tried. They held hundreds of community meetings. They brought in Bill Bratton, the former NYPD commissioner, to design a safety plan. They promised no extra retail, a $250 million community fund, profit sharing, theater ticket purchases, and even a civil rights museum. But opponents mostly focused on fears: crime, traffic, Broadway losing its identity. Polls showed most locals didn't even want to hear the details. They just said, not in Times Square. If we lean with Jay-Z and Roc Nation, they did make some strong arguments. They promised big community benefits and minority ownership. They actually thought ahead about safety, traffic, and not stealing customers from local restaurants. Times Square is already the city that never sleeps. Adding a casino wouldn't suddenly turn it into Las Vegas. The money could have been major. It could have brought in jobs, tax revenue, and new tourism. Now, let me ask the nasty questions that nobody else is asking. For Roc Nation, Jay-Z, Perez, if you're serious about helping the community, why weren't your promises locked into contracts? What happens if you don't follow through? For Broadway theater owners, did you actually read their safety plan and community promises, or are you just protecting your own wallets? For the politicians, were you listening to voters' fears or did you really look at the plan? Why say no without even negotiating changes? Here's where I stand. Roc Nation's plan has more, excuse me. Roc Nation's plan was more solid than people gave it credit for. A lot of the no's felt like fear of change, not facts. Still, people had every right to worry because promises don't mean much if they're not locked into law. But if Jay Z's team had gotten more trust and maybe offered Broadway stronger guarantees, this could have worked. So now I'll leave it to y'all. Was this a missed opportunity for New York? Or was the city right to the glitz and the gamble? You guys let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share, and I will see you on the next one.